Good morning, everybody. We are back. The show is called TBR SSF Show, which simply means TBR Solution Sports Forum. It is myself, the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe. I'm joined by Pete, a Man City
Morning, viewers.
fan. I don't know what's happening at Man City. Pete, what's
I
the
wish I knew
story?
myself. So,
Yeah?
if I look at I
Mm-hmm.
didn't give as much hope against Real Madrid as
Mm-hmm.
even if we're playing reasonably well. But the game was very poor from a Man City perspective. And if you look at the
Mm-hmm.
team selection, and
Mm-hmm.
even where some players were playing, it didn't add up for me. And
Mm-hmm.
when I looked at the bench,
Mm-hmm.
and I stand corrected maybe on Haaland, but they had Grealish, Doku,
Mm-hmm.
um, De Bruyne.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Haaland was there, but I'm not 100% sure about that fact there.
Mm,
Why
mm,
didn't he
mm,
bring them on?
mm,
Why didn't he bring them on? It
mm,
was like we'd accepted the defeat as soon as the first goal went in. And
mm,
unfortunately for us, that was the within the first 10 minutes, I
mm,
think it
mm,
was. Yeah,
mm, mm,
about
mm,
8 minutes when they scored. So
mm, mm, mm.
yeah, it was a sad night, but at the end of the day, we've not been playing well enough to compete in this competition at this stage.
It's
And
not. It's
I'm not
not all
sure if
lost.
he. No, no,
It's
not
not
no,
all
no, no.
lost.
It's not. We're
Mm,
still in the FA Cup,
mm,
and I think the one that we're going to watch with interest is going to
mm,
be Liverpool, Man City. And
mm,
if you're asking me what's going to happen there,
mm,
my answer is going to be straightforward, and that is depends on which team decides to play.
mm, mm,
I'm
mm,
not talking from a selection perspective. I'm
mm,
talking from a motivation perspective
mm,
because
mm.
if you saw us play against Newcastle,
Yeah. Mm,
we took them apart. That
mm.
was more like the Man City that I'm used to.
Yeah. 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 All right.
Then,
Uh,
like I said, the following game.
mm. There you got cut. I know that tomorrow you're playing Liverpool. You got cut while you wanted to say something, but nevertheless, we are going to Liverpool. Let's welcome Saddam. Hey, wanam. Hey, unyamalezi man. Akitika pakitupa yena. That makes you to go to hibernation because you just disappeared. Kitupa
Yeah, long time,
wanam.
man.
Yeah, Kitupa, they got a nice one. Nice one. Saddam 4-1. Yeah? What's the story? What's the story, sir? Yeah?
Morning, comrade. Morning, Peter. How are you? And morning,
Yeah,
viewers. I'm okay.
morning to them.
I was busy. Yeah, I was busy doing something for my son. You remember he went to Dubai, so I was busy doing that. It was a hectic for me. So now I'm back. I'm
No,
okay.
you get utlwa ke re mara o jewe then wa nyamalla because tupanese monate.
Yeah, lose is just like Peter. Peter has been losing as well, but I don't know if he does this or what.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep quiet about our respective teams there. And they're
Yeah.
pretty much playing similarly
Yeah. Yeah.
in
Saddam,
terms of results, I think
you
so.
were talking about your son. What's the story? Just give us the news quickly so that we move on. Because today I want us to discuss this hullabaloo around Saleng. It has kept us busy for the whole week. Robert Marawa, Peter Detroit, you name it. So everybody was, we don't know what's happening. I saw Saddam also trending on as far as that is concerned. I want us to talk about that, but also I want us to talk about who's going to take the lead. Do Pirates still have a chance, an outside chance? Looking at Sundowns, they have so many red cards. And what's happening there at Sundowns? Why red cards? And then Peter will be talking about the coming Liverpool Man City game. And then Spain, I'm seeing new players. Lamine Yamal, it is said he may win the Ballon d'Or 2025. And this will be a great thing for the young man. Remember when he wins the Ballon d'Or, Mbappe hasn't won it. Remember when he wins the Ballon d'Or, Neymar hasn't won it. And these are great, great, great players. And this young man, at his age, it looks like it's going there. Not only that, Pedri, the midfield maestro, to a point whereby Iniesta took off his head for Pedri. You know, he's a musician. You know, he's orchestrating everything in the middle of the park. So there is something there that we are looking at. And then you link it with what is happening here at home with Saleng and so on. What can we say? What can we say positively rather than arguing who's wrong or right? Positively, what should happen? Because we are teaching. That's what we want to do. We want to educate so that everybody can come to the party. Saddam, tell me what's happening with your son? Because that's a very nice story, that one.
Yeah, as you know that with the young one, developing the kids, communicating with them. He was busy with the young boy Muruti Srakalala. But now Muruti is at development of Farouk, Star of Africa, and the other players. So a few players, maybe 5 players, because another one he takes young boy to Kaizer Chiefs development as well. So he was called by other guy to meet at Dubai. He was at Dubai to meet the Arsenal coach for development. So they want him to do what he's doing here in South Africa to motivate the young one, interview them. You can check him. TikTok is very good, but I'm very impressed with him because he's doing a good job. At the end of the day, it's not about him. He's doing for the kids. So this is what I'm happy about that, because he used to do with the older. So now keep with the young one. That's why he had a team to play on the Phillies game. Under 15, they won. So it was the first year for him to join the Phillies game. He won, and from there, he's still looking for the kids. His team is unbeaten. So I think it's good. So very soon, and anytime he will be called from Germany to do his job again for interviewing the kids and motivate them for development.
That's good. That's great. That's great, Saddam. That's great. Well done. Remo, Saddam, we are together on the Sam, and then Rotle, Singwe, and then Abe, Ed.
Yeah, that Singwe, we are together. Rote, we are together as a vendor.
Yeah. Remo, Regaufela, Sisonke. Saddam, right. Now, Saleh, so many stories. You know what was frustrating? No one was coming up with the news. Paris was not telling us the news. Anyone or the agents of Saleng, no news, nothing. And it was frustrating. So people end up speculating. And I hear people were very angry at Rob Marawa when he said, I'll talk. I don't know why they angry at him, because as far as I'm concerned, Rob is doing his job of journalism to educate. And he wanted the news. The news were frustrating, they were not coming. But big up, finally, the news were broke by Peter Detroit, Soccer Beat, courtesy of them. Peter Detroit did a very nice story to tell us what's happening. Apparently, Saleh, Al Ahly wanted him. And Al Ahly, what they did very well, they approached Pirates, not the player. Then after approaching Pirates, after they went to the player, they put a very good offer for both Pirates and the player. And Pirates was willing to release the player. And then along the way, but Al Ahly wanted to replace Tau, because Tau was supposed to leave. They wanted to sell Tau. Then having sold Tau, then they were going to replace him with Saleh. But this is what happened. Tau was, I think, during the window period, he went to Saudi, all right? So apparently Al Ahly did not get anything there out of that deal, okay? So now apparently Al Ahly changed their mind. Now they were looking at another player now, no more Saleh. So apparently, remember I'm saying apparently because if the news are not coming, what can you say? Yeah, we speculate. Okay, and it's not good. We speculate. This is sport. This is a big business. We don't have to speculate. And then apparently, the boy and his agent subject to correction. And agent, they were not willing because the boy felt that Paris does not want to release him and then to allow him to end. But apparently, Paris, they even sent Peter Detroit a message whereby they show that we love the boy, we want to release the boy, but the boy is not coming to training. The boy is not cooperating. So I don't know. They said one day he came, they were going to play, and he was told that he'll be playing tonight. He came in the morning, afternoon, he didn't come. So yeah, so I don't know. What can you say is the role of a football manager positive or negative? I know good football managers like your Jasmine Maslakhan doing extremely well with all the people that he manages. All right, and then I'm a little bit worried. Tim Sugas is one of those doing extremely well with the people that he manages. It's not about managing only, it's not about the money only, it's also about the contracts. The contract is important. The manager's work is to educate. Is educate. Maybe FIFA has to regulate this thing quite well. In our field as financial advisors, it's so regulated. You don't have to do, there's something that we call fit and proper. You must be the man of integrity and honesty. So that's very, very important because that put the boy under the bus and that will stifle the career of the boy. Because I can imagine maybe Saleng does not have good people at home to support him. I'm saying this because I know the athlete here, Akane Simbini, the sprinter. I know his father is there in his life. His mom is there. They go with him, which is good. He's got good managers and so on. That is why he's doing well. My son, for that matter, Frank Casino, I'm always there for him. He won't do anything without talking to me, and then we discuss and so on. And that has always been my position to say, look after them, give them good advices. You don't tell them what to do, but give them good advices, be there. And I see Mufokeng's mom and dad are always there. I hope they protect him all the way. We hear that Mufokeng could be the one now who could join now Al Ahly because now Saleh was not even training, was not even playing. So yeah, what can you say, Pete, as a word of advice, either to Saleh or all the people involved? Because even Pirates too, why did they delay to release the news? Do you understand? Because if they
Yeah,
don't release
yeah,
the news on time, we speculate. And are
yeah.
we going to be blamed for that?
Yeah, I think they will be blamed for that. Yeah, they need to be open and transparent. I think that's the way it works, or should work at least anyway. And then when you were talking about does he have the the support background behind him? I think we must also remember our friend here, Saddam, and his son. There's a support there. So well done, Saddam.
Well done, Saddam.
You, yeah,
It's
I think.
because you are always within my midst, eh, Saddam. I've influenced you positively. Okay.
Yeah, I'll look after you, Saddam. Don't worry. So yes,
Mm, mm,
um, look, the players got to take some responsibility. Yeah, I mean, to go off and not come to training. What message is he sending it for a future club? It's saying if it's petulant, as they call it in English. It's been a you know it's just not right. Yeah, it's you must show your discipline. If it's an indiscipline within the club structure on how things were handled, that's another thing. But I mean, you're marketing yourself not just as a player. I mean, talent is talent. I mean, we know what that talent is. People will come after the talent, but the discipline. And we were talking about, and I think this is probably going to lead us into the red card situation with Mamelodi Sundowns. Discipline is really important in all factors of life. Yeah. So I don't think he's done himself any favors, to be honest with you, by not turning up for training. And what is he showing to his future club? But do Pirates take? I mean, what? Let's look at it from a manager's perspective. Yeah, I think they could have managed this a little bit better. For sure.
Especially with communication. Communication is very key. But at the end of the day, Dr. Khoza, they released a very good statement to say we love the boy and so on. But I don't think this was well handled. This was not well handled. But I hope Pirates will learn from there. I hope Saleng will also learn from there. There is this player called Langaman who used to play for Sundowns. He said, he would get a signing on fee, but the end results, the net money that he gets, shocking. He say you will see that the signing on fee is R1 million. At the end, it will be around about 200 and something thousand that it goes to his pocket. Then he finally went.
But isn't that the contract issue that you were referring to?
No,
if you negotiate your contract.
No, he was blaming the business manager, his business manager, to say the business manager would come and say, no, this is tax, this is this deduction, this is that, is that, this is that, and then he will finally being left with a meager amount, okay? And then he said finally he went to the president, Dr. Patrice Motsepe, said, no, you know what? You rather buy me a house. Don't give me the money, okay? And then he said that helped him. He managed to get a $3 million house, of which he doesn't know because of that. So also the managers, they should also look at themselves. Are they doing good for the players, or is it for them? All right. So those are some of the things. I'm sure everybody should learn out of this. Saddam, you're doing a very great job with your son, and then be there next to him at all times.
Yeah.
And then get the advice from the right people. It's not about money. It's not about money. The boy loves what he's doing, and we are looking forward to see him doing work for either Arsenal or any other team overseas. That'll be great. That'll be great. So yeah. And then Peter, you're talking about discipline. And then as you were saying, discipline is key. And then it starts small, And then as we're talking about,
but it starts here. It starts with you. Self-discipline.
Yeah.
Very underrated, but
Look at Sundowns. Look at Sundowns. How many red cards? You may not say, you know what? But these were correct red cards, all of them. If you watch all these games, they were all correct. I mean, this is too much, man. How can you have so many red cards? Do you understand? And I think Sundowns, they need to start now. You're sitting on a yellow card. So why do you infringe? Why do you infringe? Because of course you're going to get the second one. Do you understand? I don't know. Saddam or Pete, what do you want to say?
No, you see it a lot. I think if you bring it back to the Premier League, Arsenal had a couple of weeks where they went through red cards and whatever. It seems to have quieted down a little bit now, and players were getting red cards that wouldn't normally get red cards. So, like Declan Rice, for example, he got red card, and he's not normally that kind of a player. It's a definite discipline issue. It's definitely a discipline issue, and it's something that head coach must nip in the bud, as they say. Otherwise, this might have an influence on their league title aspirations.
Yeah, and look,
they might be letting Pirates in at the back door there if they're not careful.
And the league is not over. Pirates may sneak in.
No,
watch the space.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. So
this discipline issue could cost them dearly.
Yeah. Let me allow Saddam. Let me allow Saddam come in. Pete, sorry about that. Saddam has to leave now. Saddam, what's your point? Because you have to leave not long. So let me allow you to come in. Saddam, I can't hear you.
Yeah, I think the issue of Saleng is very, very complicated. I remember we just saw this movie again last time police from Bulukwane City. Those issues, it leave us supporters panicking because we don't know what is behind the scene, what is happening with the players. I think about Saleng. Remember, he finished play, maybe we saw him for the last time on December. But we don't know what is happening on the training. But I always say players must respect their job, and then they must protect their talent. I think the players, they over excited after they get signing fee and whatever. End of the day, they have a bad friend and the advisor. But don't forget the agent, the manager as well. They come with the other issue to confuse the player. Because when I can see Saleni doesn't have a good friends, good advisor now. Because since he was told about Al-Akhli issue, he's trying to get confused that he's supposed to go there and have a money, but he forgets that everything is going by protocol. Even we go to Qatar, and then the space of Saleni to go to Al-Akhli collapse. He's supposed to stand up and say, okay, what is the way forward? He must get advice from the Pirates, and then because it's still under the contract of Pirates. This is the issue. But now, it's Marawa, it's Peter, even myself, I was talking on the group, I was called name, Malaya, what, those things. But we forget that we must talk about something because we all don't know what is happening, who's going to say anything. But who knows?
Yep.
It's Pirates and Saleh. Us, we just
absolutely.
going yes, we don't know. But I'm worried about a little bit that Saleh might have a little bit behavior because while he went to the training at the morning and then later when he's supposed to go to play, he was nowhere to be found. Something wrong with him as well. But anyway, we don't know. This is just a rumors. We need to know what happened.
Are we starting to see the re-emergence of what Pule used to do, Jabu Pule used to do? Is that when are they learning? But we don't want to hammer the boy. He's still very young, 26. We need to support him. We need to educate him. But this is what I believe in. To err does not mean you are dead. To err helps you to grow. All right? Sure. Let's assume that young man has erred, and then we need to help him to reflect. Dr. Irvin Khoza is an old man, very experienced as a businessman, as a father, and so on, because Saleng is not a first player to be at Pirates, you know. So it would be good for Saleng to go and see Dr. Khoza and humble himself and say, my father, I made a mistake, and then ask for some guidance, you know, and then nothing will come. But I'm also questioning the involvement of the so-called managers. Because my understanding is the manager should read the contract very well, and then after that, do his job and explain to his client, which is the player, all right? And I always say to people, understanding is number one. Make sure that people understand. If they don't understand, they'll make mistakes. I don't know what's your take about that. Pete? Because let me put it this way, Saddam, let me put it this way. You've got Ronaldo and Messi. These are big, big stars. We never had these things with these two guys. We never had these things. And then this does not mean that they never had problems. They've been having problems. But there was a way or another of dealing with them, and then surrounded, you know, Messi surrounded by family, and I know that Ronaldo, the mom, is always there. Maybe some of those elements are very, very important. You know, bring people who are very closer to you, who knows you very, very well, as compared to people who don't even know you, you know. I don't know, that's my opinion. I could be wrong as far as this is concerned. But we will share Saleng, go back to training and play football, and then forget about the money. Things will come up. Let's move on. Pete, this thing of Sundowns, what's your take? Let me ask Saddam. Do Sundowns have to really look at this picture and evaluate in terms of discipline? Because this is the first time Sundowns have been playing a very good football. this is a new phenomenon at Sundowns. Saddam?
Yeah, for me, what I can see, there are a lot of red card from Sundown players. I used to know that Sundown play a good game, fair play, but now I don't know what is the problem, because when I check it, Sundown they are winning, but now they got the anger to say no, we always win, we must win. That's why sometimes under pressure it makes them to get a red card. If you can check the red card, especially for overs he always get the red card, but his behavior inside of the field is not good. You see, when you can check, some other players, when they in the field of play, when they play, they get emotional, and end of the day, it's like what happened to our players, Sarin. It's going to mess the big game against Sundown because of red card. Players must know that when they're inside of the field, they must know that it is a middleman, that is the referee. If for them to play a game, it's a part of the game. It's not for one person, that when you are inside the field, you are the best, you must do it.
Yes, it seems that we have lost Saddam, but I hope he's going to join us. I know he was telling me that he was supposed to go, but I'm told that Chiefs game versus Royal AM has been postponed, so they don't have a game. So maybe he'll tell us what's happening. And then Pete, as we are talking, there's quite a lot happening. Remember, there's CAF coming. CAF top 8 or quarterfinal. So we need to look at that. So these are the teams that are playing. Okay, what's happening? No, I shared wrongly. Let's see. Yeah, so both Pirates and Mamelodi Sundowns, they've gone through to the quarterfinals, which is good news for us. As you can see, Al Ahly, they will be, playing Al Hilal, which is a very, very big game with big support, both teams in the north. So we want to see what's going to happen. And then Pyramids, they play as far, and then we'll see what's going to happen even there. Mamelodi Sundowns, luckily they are playing at home. And then I don't know whether it's good to play at home, but normally what I hear, they say they prefer first leg to be played out away. And then so that the second leg they play at home. So they're playing a Tunisia team, Esperance, and then the Alger team, they will be playing Orlando Pirates. And then there are a lot of speculation. They say that team is not as strong as Pirates. Pirates may just go to the next round. We don't know. We'll watch the space. Football does not have therefore. Pete, what's your take about this quarterfinal?
I think it's going to be very interesting. When are the games being played, Saubrey?
I think I'll tell you now. I think it's. I'll tell you now. Let's go. I'll check in the meantime. When are they playing? Now, remember, there is also a game tomorrow. All right, a very big one. A very big one, which is Man City versus United. So it's going to be a very, very big game.
Liverpool.
It's going to be a very big game. I mean, Liverpool. Oh, yeah. City and Liverpool. And then remember these days, the two teams have become rivals, especially when it comes to the log. You know, they're always neck on neck. And then meaning Liverpool and City. And then City, I think they need this game more than Liverpool, because remember, as we speak now, City are struggling. And then the win in this game, that may really motivate City family in terms of players, the coaching staff, the supporters, and so on, because you beat who? You beat a big team like Liverpool. And then, Real Madrid, yes, I know that you lost that one. I don't know whether you want to touch on that one, but you know how Madrid plays. Madrid, they can do anything. They have so much experience. When it comes to Champions League, you know, it's not a game.
Yeah.
But when we come back, we'll be talking about that. But in the meantime, let me share the news in terms of the books that we sell so that you understand. One of the books that we have on our store is called How to Get Out of Bad Debts, Use Other People's Money and Resources to Get Rich. You know, debt is for everybody. Sometimes people, when they have debts, they're ashamed, they don't want to talk about it and so on. And then they don't want to what you call, to take a move to deal with it. And in other words, the character. Remember when I spoke about the character? The character is not so strong. They are living for other people's life, not their life. You know. And then there was this friend of mine who used to come to me here, and then he has been asking me, "Hey man, you know, there are some people at work there, they have debts, blah blah. And how is this debt counseling work?" Then I kept on telling him for 3 weeks. The third week, he said, "Mchana, they are taking my house and the car." All along, it was him asking the questions. I said, "Man, why were you not saying?"
Yeah.
I said, no. Let's go under that rule because it's a legal protection. It's going to insulate you. They're not going to take your house and car. And that's what happened. Guess what? He paid everything in 5 years, including the house. And then he went back to the credit industry. He bought himself another house now in an upmarket estate here in Glenmarais. Now he's got 2 houses. And then he got a tender for scholar transport. And then he got 13 minibuses to do scholar transport. And he got that through debt. And then today he left his job. He's now working for himself. So he's settling. So there's nothing wrong. You must talk about it. People are afraid, they don't want to say it. And it's not going to go away. You know, you have to do something. So
you can't bury your head in the sand. Eh?
No, they just bury their head in the sand. This book is talking about those issues, how to get out of it. So, because it's a matter of you taking a decision. You know, Pete, like I said, I solved my problem by reading. I do a lot of reading, and then this is one of the books by Dallas, The Art of Money, How to Win the Wealth Game. You know, because some of these things are very, very simple. You learn about them. And as I was talking about that, you know, I always tell people about Elon Musk. 2011, he said he had debts, and then he could not even afford the living expense, not even investing, living expense. Then he said he borrowed money from friends and relatives just to survive, not necessarily to invest. And guess what? That was 2011, 2021, he was the richest man in the world. Everybody at some point encountered it, okay? Donald Trump had to file 7 companies for bankruptcy. So don't be shy. Do something, you know. The problem will start when you start now being shy, don't want to say do anything. Norm Summers' book, Entrepreneur Awakening with the Drive, she owns guest houses in Pumalanga. When I'm in that part of the world, I sleep there. Well, it's classic 3-star, but I can tell you the service there, it's a 5-star service. It's a very nice place. I enjoy being there. I also host some of my activity there. And then the first book that I wrote is Secrets for Becoming Rich. This is the second edition of it. So I see Saddam apparently is struggling. He just sent me a message to say, Nana, it's not winning. Now, the last book that I want to share is this one, How I Turned 500 Rand into a million rand business. Just read in that book and find out how it happened. Somebody called me and said, Bab Shawala, I've got 500 Rand in my hand. How can I turn it into a million? I said, no. It doesn't work that way. It's a process, but you need to. Yeah. So those are some of the books that you can get from us. And then Pete, now,
yes, sir.
Tomorrow, you are playing Liverpool, and then Man City, Liverpool, and then what's your take? I want you to do an analysis in terms now. I'm sure the morale at City. It's not good.
Yeah, but let's look at Liverpool first. I think they've been dropping points quite a bit recently. So I think they themselves are concerned, I would say. Look, they've still got a 4-point lead on Arsenal, but that can soon change. I mean, they lose that game tomorrow, and yeah, and then Arsenal win their game today against, I think they're playing West Ham. West Ham United, also a London team. It's a local derby. Don't look at form. When United play City or Liverpool play Everton, these derby matches sometimes can go against that form. So yes, they will be wanting to take 3 points, Liverpool, and they're gonna come. They're gonna come looking for those points. Again, if you know the story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, that's my team at the moment there. You don't know which team's going to rock up there. Last weekend, I think I made the prediction that City would beat Newcastle by 1 goal. And it'd be a very close game. It was anything but that. That game, if you watch that game, that was more like the Man City that we are accustomed to, not the Man City that is playing this league at the moment. So yes, depends on which team pitches up. Prediction, in my heart, we always say we must be independent, but it's very difficult when it's your team. I've got a feeling we could beat them, but I think a draw looks more favourite, to be honest. But a high scoring, because if you look at Salah, we've got the Egyptians on view this weekend. Salah and City's new signing there, Omar Mamouche. So and yeah, he scored a hat trick in that game against Newcastle there. So he didn't really get service in the Champions League there. So, but he was trying. You could see he was trying. Yeah. So yes, we'll see what the Egyptians do on either side there. There's some doubt about Haaland, I believe, or if maybe that was gamesmanship. I saw an interview with Pep Guardiola, and they were saying, what is the fitness status of Haaland? And Pep was keeping his cards very close to him. He said, "Look, he may not play, he may play." So really, was saying nothing. But I think it's a bit of gamesmanship there. I think Haaland will be in that game, and I think it's going to be a game to watch. To be honest with you, I think, as in most, you see, if Man City score first, I think that's going to make the difference for the game. If Liverpool score first, their persona is a little bit fragile at the moment now. Their heads drop very quickly. It's not like, they will come back all the time from going down. But yeah, I think it's a draw. Those teams they'll be going for each other. They will definitely be going for each other. We don't want any mistakes. That's the thing from a City's perspective. We've been giving games away based on mistakes, passing the ball back, giving it to other players, goalkeepers doing silly things. We don't want that.
Let me ask this
you,
question.
Saubrey, what's your take?
Let me ask this question. Do you think that Arsenal could be a dark horse? They can slip through and win this league.
I think that I was just looking at the league fixtures now. So if one looks at Man City and Liverpool in context of the league now, we are in 4th spot and we're 3 points behind Nottingham Forest. So for us, we need to win that game. We don't want that gap to open up anymore. And if you look at Arsenal, Liverpool, I think we said there's 4 points difference. Now, Arsenal play today. What would happen from a Liverpool perspective if Arsenal win that game? I can't remember. Oh yes, they're playing West Ham. What would happen if Arsenal win that game? then they're only 1 point behind Liverpool. That's going to put pressure on Liverpool big time. So I think Arsenal will want to go out there today and beat West Ham United, which are more than capable of from a form perspective. But as we said, you know, playing a local derby game, so like Chiefs Pirates, you know, it's blood and glory, isn't it? Really. So yes, that I think that Arsenal game, yes, I do believe the dark horses. I do believe so.
Now let's go to.
I think they're the only team. The only team that are going to give Liverpool a run for their money, I think.
Let's go to Spain a little bit. I see now that Barcelona is on top of the log now. Joint top of the log with Real Madrid. Are we seeing the resurgence of Barcelona? Because this looks like the best Barcelona after a long time. When I do a bit of Messi special, I'll show you how Barcelona dominated during the Messi. You know, because it was like Messi competing with Real Madrid. And then Messi won it hands down. All right? And now it looks like this guy has, you know, earlier on, did I speak about Pedri and Yamal? And then you also have Rafinha, all those players, and then Kunde, you know, and then yes, Real Madrid, you have your Bellingham. Mbappe has just got hat trick, and not long. And then
he's
you
back.
also have, you also have Vinicius Junior doing extremely well. Rodrigo, you know, and then
that's a class side. Real Madrid are a class side, and it's not because they gave us a bit of a hiding, but you know that's a good side. So, what's your take on who's going to win that league there? Syria.
Between Barcelona and Madrid.
Yeah.
Well, I think Barcelona may pivot. Madrid Champions League. You don't rule out Madrid when it comes to Champions League.
No, for sure.
Have you seen the? I think for.
Have you seen the draw?
The draw. Who did they play? Madrid.
Oof. I will have to look it up, Saubrey, but I think. Let's just quickly have a look there.
Okay. While you're still looking, the two teams are doing exceptionally well. I don't know whether this is the rise of the Spanish football again. Remember when the Spanish football rise, and then it occurs well for their World Cup fortunes. And then, you know, I was saying, I don't know whether I was speaking to you, to say, you know, Neymar, what a talent. What a talent. Yeah. But Neymar hasn't won Ballon d'Or. Neymar hasn't won Copa America. Neymar hasn't won the World Cup. That worries me, you know. And then I watch him now when he's playing for Santos. You could see he's trying his best, but he's not Neymar anymore. I've watched. I always watch Messi, no mistake. He was playing in a very terrible weather, Messi. But you know, Messi, man of the match all the time. The performance, everybody thought he was not going to play because, you know, people have been saying, you know, he hates the cold weather. There was that rumor that he doesn't want to play in England. And then, so yeah, as I was saying to you, if you look at the era of Messi, and then and look at these numbers, Messi versus Real Madrid. During time of Messi, they won the league 10 times. Madrid won 4 times. They won the Copa del Rey 6 times. Madrid won 2. They won the Super Cup 8 times. Madrid 3. Champions League, they're at the same level, 4-4, during the Messi era. Well, we know when it comes to Champions League, Madrid is the best. And then the Super Cup, they're at 3. UEFA Super Cup, they're at 3. Is that UEFA Super Cup? Yeah, UEFA Super Cup 3-3, both of them. And then the Golden World Club, and then Messi has won 3 of them, Madrid 4. So in total, Messi has won 34 titles versus Madrid 20 times. And then maybe this is a new Barcelona, and then we may see a lot out of this team. That's my opinion. But you know, the motivation is high, but you know what? Cannot not always rule Madrid out. Because they are a team to watch at all times. Yeah.
I've got the draw here now.
Yeah.
So Real Madrid have drawn Atletico Madrid.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah.
And if we look at Barcelona, they're playing Benfica. A very interesting one from an English perspective. We still got two teams in there. We've got Liverpool who are playing PSG. PSG went through on 7-0. PSG are playing particularly well. And then you've got Club Brugge against Aston Villa. And those games are being played on the 4th of March. Well, the first leg of those games are played on 4th of March. So interesting times, I think. Look, I think Real Madrid are going to beat Atletico over the two. But one never knows. But I think they've, like you said, they've got that class in the Champions League. They know. And they've got Ancelotti's a good coach, man. I mean, let's be honest. He's very good.
He is.
So let's watch this one.
Yeah, experience is a good teacher. You know.
What is your take on Arne Slot? And now he took over from Jurgen Klopp. I mean, he's basically got the same team, hasn't he?
Yeah, and he's doing well. He's doing well. He's doing well.
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong there. Pete, I think we need to move towards closure so that I release you. It's Saturday. I have so much on my plate too. And then, but if I don't do this, Saddam will fight with me. Kaiser Chiefs, always do this. Nelson Mandela Bay on the 19th. This has passed there. No, 19th April.
No, coming. Yeah.
They're playing Chipa United. So they're organizing a transfer, guys, at Eastern Cape. So Chiefs supporters support Saddam. He's always there with you guys, and then go to the stadium. And then Chipa United is one of those teams. Is very underrated. And then we always complain that this guy changes coaches. But I think maybe the method is working because look, he's still in the league. And then he doesn't fight relegation. So which means maybe what he's doing is good. Pete, thank you so much. It's your time.
Thanks so much.
Too much time for you to wake up and and do the show. Much appreciated. And I ask people out there, please continue to support us and then subscribe.
Let's hear some comments. Let's hear the comments from the viewers. Let's have their views, and then maybe we can bring some of those views through for discussion.
Yeah, let's hear what they say. Do they think that everybody is to blame here? The manner the issue of Saleng was handled. I'm not talking about.
Yeah, that would be very interesting feedback on that one. Yeah,
I don't want
because, like we said, it's speculation, but let's hear what the fans out there are saying.
So what do you say? Was Saleng's situation handled correctly? From Pirates, from the club's manager, the player himself, because players too have responsibility. He's an adult, he's 26. All right. And then was this matter handled properly? The media, do you blame them? Do you blame Rob for saying, I will release it? I'll give you 24 hours. I'll give you 48 hours. Do you blame him for it? Big up to Peter Detroit. Yes, Pirates have given him the news. Yes, but finally he got the news, but the damage has been done. So probably everybody will learn out of this situation to say, you know what, sharing information is key to everything. Now,
maybe that brings under focus the club's responsibilities to their players, other than just football. To guide them with, for example, financial skills. I mean, new players come into a club, they strike it big, they get money. Who's helping them with that? How to manage their money? How are they supporting them in their personal life if it's required, you know? And should they? That's maybe even another question. Yeah.
But to be fair enough with Dr. Khoza, he has come up with a program for all players of the PSL being educated by Gibbs. So they've tried. You know, you can do so much. Do so much. You cannot close all the holes. But I think this incident of Saleng should serve as a reflection to everybody, including Saleng himself. How do I handle my issues? The manager who's handling Saleng, how do I handle the matters? They need to.
And where's it going to end?
Yeah.
Where's it going to end? So, you know, what's going to happen now with this player? We don't know.
We don't want that talent to be wasted. We need him. And then, but I see they've included him to the squad for chat. Remember, there's a chat that takes on Bafana chat that takes only the local players, especially those who are not playing, to keep them fit. So he's there in that squad with Helman Mukelela. So let's see him go in there and play what he does best, which is football. Keep on subscribing and then bring your comments and then like and tell us what to do better. And then we thank you so much. Thanks, Pete. Much appreciated. Thanks, viewers.
Thanks, Saubrey.
Thank you. Bye.